Hi guys, and welcome to Survive Together Die Alone development update number 9. And this update, it's been quite a busy one, and there's been a lot of new features implemented to the game, and essentially a lot of new mechanics have been redesigned, as well as a new main menu system has been created for the actual game itself. It's coming along nicely. I'm pretty happy where I'm at, and I've achieved many goals, but there's still many more to come and many more bug fixes, and there's still a lot of things that need to be reiterated on, as well as many sort of features need to be implemented and adjusted in order to suit my sort of style of what I'm trying to go for, essentially. And this update, I'm going to be talking about I'm going to structure it a bit differently than what I usually do. Sort of going to go through and talk about what I've done on each corresponding day. So firstly, after the last update, I sort of went through on the hotel scene, and I reiterated on quite a few things. Essentially, the interior scene was refurbished, you can almost say. I basically went through and did a final pass over because I wasn't happy with the lighting, so I've got a better contrast of lighting. But the main thing I'm really going to be talking about right now is the main menu. I've essentially developed a new main menu system, and this is it right here, and I'll sort of be quiet so you can sort of hear what it sounds like and get a feel for it. So this is my basic main menu structure, and as you can see, it's very simple. Inspiration came from Dying Light. That was a big inspiration. But in regards to what everything does, it doesn't function fully yet. It's there, it's primitive, but it doesn't fully function as intended. There's still a lot of work to do on it, but I'm pretty proud of it. But there's still a lot of things to do. Also, this month I've added a sort of really simple mechanic, but essentially when your thirst or your hunger gets low, it will affect your vision. Sort of a processing effect will be applied depending on your health and your thirst and your hunger. And also when you aim down sight, sort of zones in a little bit, and the player's camera essentially has different effects depending on what state the player is in. Also, another thing is I've added fall damage. It's pretty simple to add, but it just was more or less of a thing that can be stuff adding up until about a month ago. Now it is added depending on the Z velocity of the player. It just applies a certain damage value, and if it's over I think it was 1500 units, the player just dies no matter what. So if essentially the fall damage, you will die from that. I also adjusted the health and the hunger of the player. The health and the health has been brought down. Well, essentially health is still at 100, but the damage output is a lot higher. But your hunger, as well as your thirst, go down a little bit slower. And another thing is I actually also added the player is able to be killed now, essentially. So I made it that the player has hitboxes, and when they're shot, it will spawn a particle effect, as well as a camera shake. Depending where you hit, it'll sort of have like a pulsating effect, and a color overlay will make your screen go red for like half a second. And I don't know, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So depending if you're shot in the head, torso, arms, or legs, it does certain damage values. So I've added actually a turret. I've added a turret that will essentially shoot the player. Depending on the range, it took me like 20 minutes to add in, but it's a good way to sort of test, because I don't have a proper AI in my game. So I'm just using a turret right now to sort of simulate the player being shot. And so when you're shot, blood will squirt out. It's a pretty simple effect, but I'm pretty happy with it. I also started working on a new level. This level is a tutorial level. It's not complete yet. The level design for it is complete, but it'll essentially just be a quick sort of 5-minute level intro into the game that will sort of it would actually be more or less of it won't really teach you much. It's just there to add gameplay. So that is done, and this is the level now that I'm showing. So what do you call it? I pretty much worked on the tutorial level. Also worked a bit on the script for the game. I've also been working on a few new assets for the game and some military models, sort of just to go with the flow and add features and sort of aesthetics to the game. And what do you call it? I also started to create another level, which is essentially after the hotel scene. I haven't really done much this level. I started about a week ago, but in that time I've also been working on other things such as the player's hitboxes and just a way for the player to die, in which you can now die. When you die, sort of the game doesn't pause anymore. When you get killed, you go floppy, and sort of if you're shot, one feature I made is real life, if someone dies and they're holding a gun, they'll actually spasm and shoot the gun sometimes. So if you have ammunition in your weapon, you're shot, you actually spasm and shoot your gun. I thought that was a pretty cool little idea. It wasn't too hard to add. It was actually added accidentally, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep it and make it more of a formalized, official, little minute mechanic that's going to be there, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, when your bullet flies by your head, as I said before, it will essentially make a whooshing sound, like pew, I don't know, something along those lines. And last thing, since I got the AK-47 back and running, up and running again, sorry, did a bit of reiterating on the AK-47 animation, the sprint animation especially, only because it looked pretty crap before, and I was using a fabric, sort of an inverse kinematic fabric, I believe they call it, some complicated system, I don't really know. But I was looking back through my animation stuff, and I was like, what the hell am I looking at? The locomotion and everything's too complicated for me. I can't remember how I did half the stuff, but in the end I sort of just deleted the IK and set up the rotation and the location and the well, not the scale, but the location and rotation accordingly to make it suit the animation better. And in the end, it looks okay. It's still a lot of work to be done. It's not professional, but it's there and it works. But yeah, thank you for watching this development update. This development update number 9, and next month I'll be gone for a while, so I probably won't be able to do a development update. I'll try and push one out there, but it will be a bit difficult and maybe a bit crammed. It may come out in 2 to 3 weeks from this one, but I'll see how it goes. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate everything, and yeah, and thank you guys for watching.